What's up, guys? I'm Matt Singer, and this is Bestflix, ScreenCrush's monthly look at the coolest new movies and TV shows available to stream on Netflix. It's November, and that means it is time to give thanks for turkey, cranberry sauce, comfortable shoes, small batch bourbon, and, most importantly, high-speed internet and streaming video. Otherwise, you'd have to actually talk to your relatives on Thanksgiving. Blech. Let's count down the 5 most notable titles for November 2015. If you were thankful for Marvel's Daredevil series earlier this year, you're going to be extra grateful because Netflix's comic book adaptations continue with this month's debut of Marvel's Jessica Jones, starring Christian Ritter as a former superhero turned private eye who solves cases from the world of capes and cowls. Developed for TV by Melissa Rosenberg, the screenwriter of the Twilight films, and based on the terrific Alias comic book, Jessica Jones will also introduce the cinematic universe versions of classic Marvel characters like Hellcat and one of my favorites, Luke Cage. The first season of Jessica Jones premieres on Netflix on November 20th. It's gonna be like Christmas on Thanksgiving for comic book nerds. Comedy nerds have plenty to give thanks for this month as well because Bob Odenkirk and David Cross, the stars and creators of the cult sketch comedy series Mr. Show, are getting back together on Netflix for a brand new series called With Bob and David.
Everybody was there. A man with a funny mustache named Hitler. There was no Hitler there.
That's not in the book.
We have the technology. The time is now. Science can wait no longer. The children are our future. America can, should, and must watch With Bob and David on Netflix on November 13th. And if that's not enough Netflix original comedy for you, make sure you also check out Aziz Ansari's new show, Master of None, when that one debuts on Netflix on November 6th. That's quite a bit of TV to watch, so let's shift gears and get you some movies you can add to your queue. First up, I recommend the disturbing 2013 drama Blue Caprice, based on the real-life case of the Beltway sniper from 2002. In this version of the story, Isaiah Washington stars as John Muhammad, who took a young man named Lee Malvo under his wing and convinced him to join him on a terrifying murder spree.
Want to try it? Kid's a natural.
I brought you here. I gave you all this. I need you to do something for me. The lady who lives here testified against me in court.
It's based on a true story, and it wasn't really marketed as such, but Blue Caprice is actually one of the best horror movies in recent years. The way Muhammad turns Malvo from innocent teenager into a killer, and the way director Alexander Morse fills every scene with overwhelming dread makes it an incredibly chilling film, which you can watch for yourself when Blue Caprice comes to Netflix on November 14th. Blue Caprice would actually make a good double feature with our next pick, Ain't Them Bodies Saints. The winner of an award at the 2013 Sundance Film Festival, this beautiful indie tells the story of a pair of criminals, played by Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara, who are separated after a botched robbery.
All I'd have to do is tell the truth. Whatever it is you've done, when I see you with your daughter, all I see is good.
Ain't Them Bodies Saints is a bit of a slow burn, but it's filled with great performances and gorgeous cinematography by Bradford Young, and its director, David Lowery, is now working on the live-action remake of Disney's Pete's Dragon. So you can watch this film now, and when that film comes out, you can be all like, oh yeah, I saw his last movie. I knew he was gonna be a big deal then. Ain't Them Bodies Saints is available right now on Netflix. These classy, artful indie movies, they're great, but let's get real here. Sometimes you're just in the mood for some sleaze. And one of the finest purveyors of sleaze in the 1980s was the Cannon Group, who produced and released classic trash like Death Wish 3, Cobra, and Missing in Action. Now, Cannon's history is the subject of a fascinating new documentary called Electric Boogaloo: The Wild and Untold Stories of Cannon Films. Finally, a way to enjoy all the thrills of exploitation while pretending you're educating yourself by watching a documentary.
They were considered schlockmeisters.
It's schlock, but they sure do make a lot of it.
The name of the game is to do, not just to blah, 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 blah. Talk about it. Everything we got would go in 2 piles for the 2 Chucks, Bronson and Norris. It could have been Wuthering Heights. Which one is for Chuck and which one is for the other Chuck?
The audience wasn't prepared for the craziness, looniness.
Ninja 3: The Domination managed to take The Exorcist, a ninja movie, and combine it with Flashdance. Guys, really? I mean, that's insane.
Electric Boogaloo: The Wild and Untold Stories of Canon Films premieres on Netflix on November 29th. That's gonna wrap things up for November here on Bestflix. For full updates on everything new and expiring on Netflix, Amazon, and other streaming sites, be sure to check out ScreenCrush.com. I'm Matt Singer, and until next month, happy streaming, happy Thanksgiving, and please, whatever you do, do not blow up the moon.